What's up guys, it's your boy Sturge Fusion aka the Indian Samurai. I just want to say thank you for all the views and likes, I really appreciate it. And my like goal for this video is probably gonna be 3. I saw that you smashed on my last video, 8 total likes. Damn, you guys did good. So let's try to reach 3. I know it's a small goal, but I know you can do it. So for now I gotta do my true review of Black Ops 6 Zombies for now. Okay, emphasis on the for now, because it's still not in its current like final stage, if I can say it. All maps aren't released yet, so I just want to do like a for now video. Okay, this is my review for now. So is BO6 zombies better than Cold War? Did zombies get better, or is it still as soulless as many of you and other YouTubers may think? This is my review on opinion of the mode for this game, and I'll be mentioning points such as environments, the aura and the aesthetics, the story for this zombies mode, and my opinion around it. Probably the most important part, the gameplay, such mechanics, old and new, some bad, some good. And these are the topics that I will be sticking to for this video. So yeah, and the first topic is the environment. BO6 Zombies has some beautiful environments, and in my eyes not as stale as Cold War. The colors are on almost every map so far has been vibrant, and they kind of shine in that regard. Even Liberty Falls, which lacks the atmosphere of zombies, still looks beautiful. But this is not a beauty contest, no. It's to see if the maps have aura, and that some beloved maps have in my eyes. Both Terminal and Citadel have auras, and if those maps had more mystery, it would almost make them scary in my eyes. And I tend to look for its beauty as a map, and not only as a zombies map, and more as a regular place for an outbreak, because it's just a random town in, where is it, in Virginia I believe. Like, I'm a European, okay? I don't know every state or all the big states in the USA, you know, America. Anyway, for Outbreak, sure, they could have done many things to this map to make it better. It is still better than what we had in Cold War. Liberty is a fun map, but lacks the scariness and aura that the other 2 maps in BO6 has. And I think it will probably continue like that, because the next map is apparently gonna be a dig site, which is probably gonna have some cave systems, so I'm sure that also will have aura. So yeah, I'm kind of excited for that. But like I said, Liberty will probably remain as a map in BO6 that doesn't have aura. While Turbidus is good in my eyes and Citadel is great, my complaint for those maps is that there is next to no mystery, which removes the horror factor, and what could have been some iconic sounds like the screams and cries in the rock, or the sounds of the Nova 6 crawlers tearing down the roof and shouting on Keto, those things are what made it scary. I'm not saying those maps are bad in that regard, just lackluster. And that's probably what I think about the environment in those maps. Like I said, Turbidus environmental wise is beautiful. It's a beautiful map, and I can say that it's quite scary. I think it was pretty, like, what is it called, not horrifying, but like unsettling when you go down to the labs and you do the Easter egg and Nathan and stuff like that. So I do think that is about scary. That really shows for it. And Citadel, when you go down to the prison area, is just terrifying. And we open up the cage, like I said in my Citadel video, you should probably check that out. I said that it was pretty scary when you go down and put on pack a pop. When double gassed jumps out and scares your ass, it's kind of funny and terrifying. But anyway, let's move on to the story. The story of Black Ops 6 Zombies is not great. It's good at the moment, picking up right where Cold War left off, even though I did not see or get the story of that game without looking up another video afterwards, which kind of suck. Which is not because it was confusing, but rather the lack of story. The only experience was through EEs, and even that had plot holes. Only hidden audio logs held, that kind of information. We kind of sucked, and if the story does not give a great impression, you might not want to know, or even know what happens later, or if it gets better. So that kind of ruins the feeling for BO6. I do think that if Cold War had like a clear story and a better story. BO6 would have a great story too. BO6 lacks the raw humor that Class Zombies has. I mean, the classic crew, Rick Tolfen, Takio, Nikolai, and Dempsey is a comedic squad, and that under World War II were an unlikely combo which just on paper sounds funny, and that would cause for some funny situation. And the fact that the Ether story deals with a multiverse of space squids makes me laugh just by the idea. In BO6 after Cold War, it's just trying to understand the new ones and understand the EE cutscenes, which could have been great if Cold War had a great story, which could have made it easier to get hooked on BO6 story. But because Cold War is lacking in that regard, it becomes harder to understand and get hooked. On the characters, and the cutscene lacks a feeling of humor. They aren't as funny or interesting. Even the characters you play as aren't as funny, and the humor is dry, not as brutal or raw as the other games. Like even the 5 cast has more interesting lines, and they are even politicians, so I really think that fact is worth counting in when you count humor. Like it's literally like JF Kennedy, it's McNamara, it's Nixon, it's Fidel de Castro, and they have some great humor. And like it's not often you get to see like a politician in a video game portrayed as a comedic kind of way. So I do think that's kind of funny. And like I hope the story gets better, because right now it's kind of dry, but I see it getting better as more maps get released, because right now we only got 3 maps. That's not enough to tell any story, and so yeah, I hope like the more maps we get, the better story to get. But anyway, let's move on to the next category, mechanics. Let's start with something positive in my eyes, and that is the perk system. I like the perk system in Cold War, and there is no perk limit, which is amazing, because I do like having all the perks, even if it can get pretty expensive with the price moving upward every time. And while we are at the topic of perks, the augment system is also amazing, making for just a little bit of strategizing in this game. And if you want to know how it compares to classic, check out my other video that I made last week. I'm gonna put it in my description of this video, so yeah, be sure to watch that, but after this video, okay? The point system is so flawed in my eyes. It's kind of funny in my eyes that a developer's brother got bullied on BO6 because he was killing zombies the wrong way, so they changed it. Man, literally no one asked for that change, and it ruins the point of a point gun. That pun wasn't intentional. And a damage gun. You just use the damage, because otherwise you get no points, which sucks in my eyes. I do think they should implement the old point system somehow, or at least make the new Black Ops Zombies have a point system, or just a different one, because Cold War's point system and Black Ops 6 point system is kind of bad. Like when I was younger, I didn't think about it because I was younger when Cold War was released. But right now, BO6, I do get annoyed by it. Like even BO4's point system were better, and they just tweeted a bit in that game. Like people may dislike that game because of story-wise, but point-wise, it had a pretty good system, because it wasn't too different, you know? Anyway, the field upgrades return from Cold War, but it's more fun to use because of the augment system, which is nice. However, I do see how that can add too many get out of jail free cards. That, along with the return of the amazing Gobblegobs, it doesn't help with the difficulty factor. But compared to BO3 gobs or something, you have to earn, like every time you go through a round, you have a chance to lower and a higher chance to get a gobble gum. And for the more like rare and legendary, it's kind of harder to get, and for the easier ones, I mean, it's easier, like I said, compared to BO3, just being able to buy a lot and gambling for better guns on BO3. So in that regard, BO6 is just better in my eyes. One last thing I want to mention is the damn apparent boss spam that we have in this game since release, which makes me not want to go to high rounds because of the sheer annoyance of the 5 manglers and the 3 abominations on Liberty on round 25. But I hope and I think at least they tried to fix this in a recent update, which is kind of nice, because even like in the Citadel boards, which have the amalgams and the double gas, it can get annoying, repetitive, and I don't like it, because you have like 10 double gas, 3 amalgams on like round 25, and even the elemental wonder weapon is like fit for boss zombies, so it gets really damn annoying. But anyway, moving on to the summer. The current state of zombies is fine at the moment, BO6 is holding its own and need more room to grow. And I hope the more maps that are released, we get more perks, because this game is suffering from no mule kick. We need mule kick, because I want more weapons. Because I want to try out more weapons, so we need mule kick. And augments, and make the story more interesting, because right now in that regard, the game is dry, but with some patches and support from the community, I'm sure that BO6 will become a great game. Right now, there are many things I like and some things I dislike, and I think it lacks replayability, and I'm currently waiting for the next map, because I am almost a bit bored of the game, and I'm excited for what they might do next. And there are some bugs that I haven't noticed, like whenever me and my friend are trying to go like to high rounds, like especially like with a quick revive augment, which makes you like invulnerable for a bit. You can like, dying wish thing. It's had bugged him that made him like lose everything, which is kind of bad, so that kind of sucks. But anyway, that's my review for now, and I will make another review for this game like later on the COD cycle, like when all the maps are released. So be sure to like and subscribe. I know 3 likes is pretty like goal, but I know you guys can do it. You smashed it on the last video, so be sure to do it again. And most of people that watch my videos are subscribed, so if you could do that, please, it would greatly support me, and it's free, so if I do fall off, you can just unsubscribe. But anyway, see you guys in the next video.